Well, good evening and welcome to each of you. We're so glad that you could join us on the class this evening. I'm Nick Meisner.
And I'm Lisa Meisner, Nick's wife, and we are going to be looking at Homestead Remedies with essential oils today. I'm really excited to share with you some of the things that we have learned and implemented into our homestead that have been a huge blessing.
And just a couple of quick things before we get started. Over on the right-hand side of your screen, there should be a little chat box there. And feel free to ask questions or make comments or whatever if you like. And you may not be able to see other people's questions or comments, but we can see them. And as we're able, we will try and reply to them. Have patience with us because with the volume of people on here, it could take us a little while to get to it, but we'll do our best. And at the end also, we'll play catch up and feel free to fire away with any questions you like there at the end too. And if you have any issues with the audio or video as we're going along, try refreshing the browser window. That usually solves the issues that most people have if you just refresh the window and then try that. And if not, then let us know in the chat box and we'll see if we can help you to get it rolling. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Homestead Remedies with essential oils.
Yes. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to start by reading you a quick story. It's called The New Normal. Her name was Kay, and she was 11 years old. Bright blue eyes sparkled with intelligence and wit. Growing up in town was always a challenge for this active tomboy of a girl, but being homeschooled, her family of 5 had lots of opportunities to head out to the countryside. Oh, and one other thing, she was smart, testing 3 or 4 grades ahead of her peers. That year was when Kay's parents decided to make the move out into the country. They purchased property out of town and ordered a custom-built double-wide modular home to live in. 2 weeks after they moved in, all of them were sick. Fevers, congestion, rashes, headaches, blurred vision, and the list goes on. Thinking that the problem might be the home, they moved in with some friends while they figured out what was causing them to be sick. Kay's father removed the carpet, hoping that would eliminate the toxicity, and found that the floorboards were stamped with the same month and year that the home had been delivered to the property. There was no end to the toxic off-gassing going on in that house. They took Kay to a specialized pediatrician who evaluated her, and he stated that she would be socially inept and would never excel academically. He signed a form for Kay's mother to place her in special ed school. Her mother would hear nothing of it. She put the whole family through a detox program, hydrotherapy, charcoal, herbs, and a simple diet. It took 2 long years before the family could function normally in society again, without getting headaches and rashes, etc. When Kay's mother started homeschooling Kay again, she found to her utter dismay that Kay had lost all of the education that she had already done and ended up starting her back in the 1st grade with basic addition, reading, writing, etc. Gone were the 5 grades of education, gone in just 2 weeks. But with faithful perseverance, Kay joined a school for her senior year and graduated right on time at age 18. Then she went on to take a very difficult college course where 50% of the class dropped out in the first 2 weeks. Suffice to say that simple, natural remedies do work. My middle name is Kay, and that is my story. Which explains why I'm so passionate about simple, healthful, natural living that's as toxic-free as possible. So, my name is Lisa K. Meisner, and I'm a wife of the most wonderful man, mother of 2 of the most precious children. We are homesteading in the mountains of northern Idaho. I'm a health educator, a massage therapist, and a hydrotherapist, and especially I'm a child of God. My intention today for this class is to educate you and empower you with the tools that you need in your home to take care of your families naturally. And I'm passionate about this. I really want to see you succeed in your own home. But before we go any further, I just need to do a quick disclaimer.
Oh, the good old FDA of A.
Oh, yes. So we do not claim to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure disease. And the statements and products that that are referred to throughout this seminar or class have not been evaluated by the FDA. Also, if you are under a doctor's supervision, do please consult with them before making any changes to your plan that they have you on. Our role here is to teach you ways that you can help your body heal itself. And we have found that essential oils are an amazing tool to do just that.
Now, is this a silver bullet? Is this something that
No.
can just cure everything that ails you?
No, in fact, I'm glad you said that, because before we dive into talking about herbs and their essential oils, I just want to make one thing really clear. If you are not building on a healthy foundation with the 8 laws of health, then herbs aren't going to be as effective for you. I've seen it time and time again. You know the saying that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, so be sure and start with the basics. Things like healthy diet, exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, fresh air, rest, and trust in God. That's the foundation that we have to build on to really have a healthy, whole being. And God has given us these gifts so that we can have a healthy life. But sometimes things happen.
Things go wrong.
That's right. Like the story that I just shared with you when I was 11. Things went wrong and our health was very broken. And we used things like herbs and natural remedies and hydrotherapy and charcoal to help regain our health. So today we're going to be looking at specifically the herbs. So God has given us herbs that we can use to aid the body in healing itself. And what a blessing they've been in my life. So in our home, we use herbs basically 3 different ways. We use them fresh. Of course, you could put herbs in salads and things like that, but we also use them fresh in poultices. We'll take
What's a poultice?
A poultice is where you would take an herb, or a poultice really would be more than just herbs, but in the case of an herb, you would take a herb like comfrey, for example, and you could blend that up into a thick smoothie and then spread that on a paper towel and apply that to an area topically. That would be a poultice.
Or charcoal.
Or charcoal
used
poultices.
externally on a bee sting or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are all poultices. So you can use herbs as a poultice. Also, you can use herbs in a tea, and you can also use herbs in the form of essential oils. And we've been using herbs for years, and probably many of you have also been using herbs in your homes for years.
And I guess there's also tinctures and things like that,
Yeah,
too.
there's also...
Which is kind of like almost like a morph between a tea and an essential oil. Or
Yes. It's a way of extracting the beneficial properties of the herb out of it into a liquid form, making it easier to use topically or internally, depending on what you're after.
Using alcohol or glycerin or something
Usually
like that.
you use something to help extract the beneficial properties. So let me just tell you a quick story about myself. I went through an extremely stressful experience, and as a result, I ended up with shingles. Now, if you've ever had shingles, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, the bugs crawling. I had it in my head, on my head, and in my hair, so I kept trying to find bugs that were in my hair. The pain, the rash, the itching, the fatigue. Oh, it was terrible and miserable. So I talked with a family friend who happened to be a doctor that used herbs, and here was what she recommended that I do. Take 5 common kitchen herbs and make them into a tea. Here are those 5 herbs. First of all, peppermint, oregano, basil, thyme, and rosemary. Kitchen herbs. Probably every one of you have those herbs in your kitchen right now. So I took those herbs and I mixed them together and I made them into a tea. Now,
Sounds
she had
yummy.
she had me make a gallon of this tea every single day and drink the whole thing, and also to apply the tea topically on the rash. She also recommended a few other herbs, but because they're so unbearably nasty, she recommended that I take those herbs in capsules and just swallow them down.
So I bet you convinced yourself that you were well pretty quickly.
Yes. Boy, I got better just as quick as I could. Anyhow, the whole point was to boost the immune system and also to address the issue of the shingles and the rash. So let me tell you what. That tea was nasty. Oh, it was terrible. But I was really committed to dealing with this naturally, so I did it. and I drank it and I hauled that tea around with me so that I could apply it topically to the rash, which just happened to be on my face. It was terrible. And interesting to note, as long as I kept the rash moist with the tea, I didn't have much, if any, pain at all. So it was worth it. And, you know, at the end of the day, it really made the difference for me. So, you know, the whole experience that I had, it was a positive experience in that the outcome was, you know, was really wonderful. And I'm so thankful for the herbs that God has given to us. But I'll have to say it was inconvenient, and it was challenging, and it was nasty. And it was labor intensive because I had to get up first thing in the morning and make all of this tea and then pack it so that I was a teacher at the time, so I was teaching. So I had to haul this stuff into class with me and be drinking it and applying it topically throughout the classes I was teaching, etc. You know, it was challenging. But you know what? If I had to do it all over again, I would do it. Except I'd make one change. I would use essential oils instead of using the teas. Because it's the same herbs, it's just in essential oil form instead of in a tea or a poultice. So it's the same herbs. In fact, there's one blend of essential oils that we use on a regular basis in our own home that has one of those 5 herbs in it. Rosemary particularly, and it's found in a blend called On Guard.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Oh yes, we use this blend all the time. It's probably the most popular or most used blend of essential oils in our home, and it's called the Protective Blend. And it has several different wonderful essential oils in it. It's got wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And it is called a Protective Blend for a reason. In a study that was done in 2010, using this blend of essential oils, the researchers concluded that the On Guard essential oil blend was, guess what? Antiviral when it was used with the influenza virus PR8s. Pretty powerful stuff. That's why we use it all the time in our home.
All I know is if I feel something funny going on in my throat.
That's right.
The On Guard comes out, man, and boy, it's amazing.
Yes, so there's several different ways that we have found it to be helpful in our home. Really, the On Guard Protective Blend is a very effective alternative to synthetic options for immune support. It's a great immune booster. And because of that, it's supporting your body's defense system. So, you know, when those times of year come around and the seasonal environmental threats, you know, everybody's passing bugs around. On Guard is one that we keep going in the house all the time. I put it in the diffuser, so it's constantly diffusing into the house. And we actually give a dose of On Guard to our kids. The company doTERRA, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes, has these small little beadlets, which are really easy for my kids to just take and pop in their mouths and swallow it down.
Oh, they're awesome.
And so they're getting it internally as well as aromatically. So it's really a great way.
Because it is a little on the strong side. And while I don't mind putting it in my mouth or under my tongue or something like that, I guess I've kind of gotten used to doing it. And so if you don't like a strong taste like that in your mouth, then the beadlets are really convenient.
That's right. That's right. So another thing is that the On Guard Protective Blend actually helps support your respiratory system. So yeah, anything respiratory, I usually diffuse On Guard into the air. Also because it has antiviral, antibacterial properties to it, On Guard is a great essential oil to add to your cleaning products. In fact, you can make your own cleaning products and use that to clean surfaces in your home, your bathroom, your kitchen. It's an all-purpose must-have for every home. So one of the many reasons why we've chosen to use essential oils in our home is because they are very effective. And the reason is because the potency of the essential oils, because they're so potent and concentrated, it really doesn't take a whole lot for you to recognize the benefits. Let me just give you a quick example. It takes drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea to receive the same benefit that you would get from one single drop of peppermint oil.
Wow.
That's what I call potent.
No fillers in there.
Nope. There's no fillers in there at all. So this also means that you're going to experience the benefit of the herbs more quickly. And the nice thing is that because you only need to use so little compared to how much of the herb you'd have to use to get the same beneficial properties or the same quality, it makes essential oils very affordable. When it comes down to it, it's only just pennies per dose.
Now, you mentioned peppermint. I know we use that in our home quite a bit. What do we use it for?
Well, peppermint actually is a lot of you may already know what peppermint is good for. Peppermint's really good to help reduce bloating and gas and occasional indigestion, basically, GI stuff. So we'll sometimes take a drop of peppermint and drop it into some water or whatever and just drink it down. It also promotes healthy respiratory function and clear breathing. So, sometimes I'll just take a drop or two and put it in the palm of my hands and rub my hands together and cup it over my mouth and nose and just breathe it in several times. And it really just helps to open up all of those airways and kind of clear everything out. It's really a wonderful herb. Also, something else that you may not realize that peppermint is good for is for tension, head tension. So you can put a drop or two of peppermint on your hand. And I actually like to add a little bit of lavender, a drop or two of lavender in my hand. And then I rub my hands together and I apply it directly to the temples and to the back of my neck. And you'd be surprised at how much just doing something simple like that can really, really help.
That is so true. It is very effective.
And one other way that we like to use peppermint in our home is that it really helps it's kind of like a pick-me-up. If you're feeling fatigued or really low on energy, peppermint is kind of like a pick-me-up herb. In fact, when we've had a rough night with the kids, the next morning, of course, we don't have the luxury of sleeping in because we've got two little ones that are waking up at 7 o'clock every morning, come rain, come shine. And so a lot of times I'll just take a drop of peppermint and drop it into my mouth to just kind of help me, wake up and open up and really be able to tackle the day. So,
and it's good for if you wake up with bad breath, struggle with something like that, just put a drop in your mouth first thing in the morning and wow, it's like
yes,
everything is nice and fresh.
Or you could just pop a little peppermint beadlet. They also have little beadlets with peppermint oil inside of it that you can just pop into your mouth either way. So, but honestly, speaking of digestive troubles, let me share with you actually my favorite blend of essential oils to use for digestive tummy trouble, and it's called DigestZen.
And it actually has peppermint in it.
And
right?
it has peppermint in it. That's right. It's a blend of several different essential oils that are very supportive of the digestive system. So DigestZen has ginger, which we already know is great for aiding digestion and helping curb nausea. Has peppermint, of course, and caraway seed, coriander seed, anise, tarragon, and fennel, all in this one little blend. All of those are very great for supporting the digestive system. So honestly, if you love licorice, by the way, you are going to love the way this one smells. It smells very much like licorice because of the anise and the coriander.
Well, I don't like licorice, and I still think it smells good. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. So you can just add a drop of it to your water or tea to just help maintain a good, healthy GI tract.
Or the other thing that we will frequently do is when the kids complain of tummy ache,
yes.
they're at the table, "Daddy, my tummy hurts." Just
right.
take a drop or two and rub it on the tummy, and usually before long, they're back at the table shoveling it in again.
Yeah, saying, "Mommy, I'm hungry." It always makes me smile. Like, of course, we'll put you back up to the table so you can finish your meal. So DigestZen is a wonderful, wonderful blend of essential oils to always have on hand. We'll take it with us, especially if we go out to eat at restaurants. Sometimes you'll eat something that just doesn't sit right. So then you can just take some DigestZen internally or Rub it on your tummy too, and it really helps with bloating and gas and indigestion. So
I've got a question. What exactly are essential oils? What are they? What part of the herb do they come from? What are they?
Okay, well, let me tell you what essential oils are. An essential oil is basically a microscopic sac of oil that's right near the surface of the plant. On the left side of the picture there, or the picture that you can see there, that's actually a close-up or a high-powered microscopic picture of a essential oil sac on a lavender plant. So you can actually see what it looks like there. So think with me for just a minute about when you peel an orange or a grapefruit. Have you ever noticed that like oily residue that you get on your hands afterward?
Yes.
Like I always seem to have to go and wash my hands with soap after I peel an orange or a grapefruit, especially a grapefruit.
Right.
Well, that is the essential oil of the fruit. And that oil is called the natural aromatic compounds that act as the plant's defense mechanism against disease, viruses, bacteria, and parasites. So
it's kind of like the immune system of the plants.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like the immune system. If there's any kind of damage that happens to the plant, the beneficial compounds that are found within those essential oils get right to work repairing, rebuilding, and protecting against further damage. So the essential oil is really where all of the concentrated benefits are in the plant. So the oil is distilled or extracted from the plant using special careful processes, so that way the beneficial components in the oil are not damaged, so that way we can experience those same health benefits.
And unlike a tincture, there's no alcohol or glycerin involved or anything like that. It's just the straight oil.
That's right.
From the plant.
All you're getting is 100% just the oil.
That's pretty cool.
Which it is really awesome. I really appreciate that. So one single drop of essential oil contains hundreds of versatile compounds that fight threats without building up resistance. It's like all the positives without the negatives. It's really, really wonderful. So since we're looking at a picture of lavender there, I figured let's just talk about lavender for a minute. How many of you guys like the smell of lavender? Anyone? I know I do. I love it. My husband says it smells pink to him.
It's a girly smell.
It's a girly smell. Well, have you ever had a rough day and then you just soaked in a bath of Epsom salts that had lavender smell in it? It was pretty relaxing, wasn't it? Well, there's actually a scientific reason for it.
I like smelling lavender on you. Let's put it that way.
There we go. Okay, so the compounds that are found in lavender have a very calming effect on the brain. So in 2013, an evidence-based study published by the International Journal of Psychiatry and Clinical Practice found that supplementing with 80 milligram capsules of lavender essential oil alleviates anxiety, sleep disturbance, and depression. Additionally, in the study, there were no adverse side effects, drug interactions, or withdrawal symptoms from using lavender oil. Yay for lavender.
Pretty impressive.
That's pretty powerful. So lavender actually does a host of other things as well, but here are just some of the ways that we like to use it in our home. I mentioned earlier that we like to mix it with peppermint oil if you're dealing with head tension or stress. It's really good for helping to calm if you're feeling really stressed out about something. It's also good for soothing occasional skin irritations, which you can imagine with 2 little kids in my home. We get lots of bumps and scrapes and bruises. Mm-hmm. So I usually like to mix a little bit of lavender with some melaleuca, and then I can rub that on their little owies. Really good stuff.
They'll come and ask for medicine.
Yes, they
Can
want
I have some medicine.
They want some medicine. So you can also add a few drops of lavender to pillows, bedding, or bottoms of your feet for a restful night's sleep. I have a friend who doesn't like the smell of lavender, but she finds it really, really helps her. So she just puts it on the bottoms of her feet and then puts her socks on so she doesn't have to smell it. So you can do that if you're not particularly fond of the smell of lavender, but you want to experience the benefits, the health benefits of using lavender, then you can do that. So One other thing that I have found in my home that lavender has been a huge help is sometimes in the evenings, things can get a little crazy around the house. It's funny because I heard one mom call the evening the witching hour, which basically means that the mom turns into a witch because everything is chaos in the house and craziness and out of control, right? And it's because the kids are getting tired, but it's not quite bedtime. And so I found that to help kind of settle things down in the house, I'll put lavender or a blend of essential oils that has lavender in it into the diffuser. And I'll just I'll start that going right around the time I know the kids start running on fumes at the end of the day. And you'll never believe it. There's been a number of times I've come back into the room and there they were sitting on the couch, reading books, singing songs, playing happily together. And I'm just like, wow, I don't usually see that at this time of the day. So mommies, you will love this oil, lavender. Just put it to use. Also, you can use lavender to help with sunburns. I've found that for me, at least, it really takes the discomfort out of a mild sunburn. And you can just apply it topically right to the sunburn without diluting it. And it really makes a big difference.
Isn't Melaleuca also good for that?
Melaleuca is also very good for helping with sunburns. Yeah. So actually, recently, I burned my right hand of all hands, with hot oil. I was cooking in the kitchen and actually working on seasoning one of my cast iron skillets, and the oil was actually smoking really bad, and I grabbed the pan and the oil sloshed out and burned the top of my right hand really bad.
It was bad.
It was for sure 2nd degree burns, but possibly even in some places 3rd degree. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but anyway, it was a really bad burn. And so I've been using lavender and melaleuca and frankincense essential oils to help support my skin through the healing process. And the lavender was really especially helpful right at the beginning. So anyway, if you have questions about what I did, it was a lot more involved than just that. But just contact me and I can tell you more about it. But speaking of melaleuca is really good for mixing with lavender to deal with skin irritations and things like that. So let's talk a little bit about melaleuca. Some of you may not recognize the name melaleuca, but you would know it better as tea tree oil. It's the same thing. Tea tree and melaleuca is just a different name for the same plant. But melaleuca has very strong purifying and cleansing qualities. The tea tree oil contains a number of compounds, especially one that research has shown to kill certain bacteria, viruses, and fungi. That compound also appears to increase the activity of your white blood cells, according to one study, which we know helps fight germs and other foreign invaders.
So how do we use melaleuca or tea tree oil?
Well, besides mixing it with lavender to use topically on your skin, I also like to use it for supporting a healthy ear. So I just place the finger...
Healthy ear as in your hearing ear, right?
Yes, my hearing ear, like that ear.
Just wanted to make sure I heard you, right?
Now, you don't ever want to put any essential oils inside of your ear. That's no-nos.
So you're talking the outside.
So we're talking around the outside of the ear. If you're dealing with stuff down in the ear, you would apply the essential oils on the outside of the ear, around behind the ear and on the underside of the ear.
So like behind the ear.
Yeah, so basically behind the ear. And you can go in the front of the ear too. It's surprising. I've used melaleuca a number of different times for ear problems.
But just to be clear, you're not saying inside the ear.
No, I'm saying on the outside of the ear.
Okay.
Never on the inside. So, but I was surprised. You'd think, well, like how in the world could it impact the inside of the ear? Well, when you just apply it on the outside. We'll talk about that in just a second, but I do want to mention that melaleuca, because it is so cleansing and purifying, we also use this to support our immune system. If I'm cleaning the house out, that always stirs up all kinds of junk into the air. So I'll put melaleuca and lemon in the diffuser, and I'll just leave that going throughout the day to help clean and purify the air. And usually we don't have any trouble. If I don't do that, My son usually starts sniffling and sneezing and, getting all congested when I'm busy doing some deep spring cleaning around the house. So put Melaleuca and lemon in your diffuser and diffuse that when you're doing some nice deep cleaning. Also, we use Melaleuca to clear out some mold that was starting to grow in our new to us home. Not obviously a new home, but so we just put some Melaleuca along with some of the other herbs that we know are really good for helping to clear that sort of thing into a spray bottle with some water.
Hydrogen peroxide, I think.
Hydrogen peroxide, and then we shook it up and sprayed it on that, and of course aired that room out. So yeah, it really is some powerful stuff, Melaleuca. It's a must-have. It really is a must-have on any homestead. So how is it that Melaleuca, if you apply it to the outside of the ear, can affect the inside? Well, one thing that I love about essential oils is that they assist the body on a cellular level. In other words, the
You're not talking
essential...
mobile phones.
No,
You're talking the cells of the body.
The cells in your body. That's right, not the cell phone. We're talking about the cells in your body. So basically, the essential oil will pass through the cell membrane and get right to work, aiding and supporting your body where it's needed most. Which is why I use Melaleuca on the outside of the ear, because it works its way inside and gets right to work where it's needed most. So yes, we've mentioned lemon essential oil. I use that to also help cleansing and purifying. And we'll talk a little bit more about cellular renewal issues in a little bit. But let's talk about lemon for just a minute, because lemon's another one that I use around my home all the time. And the reason is because it's very cleansing and purifying, just like Melaleuca. But it has different properties than the Melaleuca, which is why I use both of them together. It's also great for improving a sour mood. Any of your citrus oils?
Isn't that ironic?
I know.
Sour.
Yep, it's a sour taste, but any of your citrus oils really are mood boosters. So,
and you're not talking some hocus pocus thing when you say mood or this or that. We're talking
No.
physiological, hormonal effect that does affect your emotions and your mood.
So basically, if you're feeling down or like discouraged or frustrated or really angry about something, just take a drop or two of any of the citrus oils, lemon, grapefruit, wild orange, any of the citrus oils, and put a drop or two in your hands, rub it together, and then inhale. Just cup your hands over your face and then inhale the oils into your system. And you just let me know if that doesn't make a big difference. Because it really works. I've done it here in my home when we're having a really grumpy day. I'll just put some citrus oils into our diffuser where the grumpy person resides. We won't mention who. No.
So if the diffuser shows up in your room, then that's just a subtle signal that you're having a bad day.
Currently there are literally hundreds of studies that either have been done or are being done showing the benefits of a lemon oil. Lemon oil, of course, comes from cold pressing the lemon peel and not the inner fruit. Like we were talking earlier, that lemony or that oily residue you get when you peel your orange or your grapefruit. That's where the most nutrient dense part of the fruit is, and all of those protective compounds. Naturally, they're out in the skin where it's protecting the whole rest of the fruit. So so that's where the essential oil comes from, is from the rind of your citrus foods. Anyway, a recent study was actually done evaluating how lemon affects pregnant women during bouts of nausea and vomiting. And astoundingly, of the 100 women that participated in the study, reports of symptoms dramatically decreased just after 2 days compared to the placebo group. And after 4 days, the essential oil group experienced an average of 33% decrease in nausea and vomiting. So I used this one a lot when I was pregnant with both of my kids. It was one of the oils that if I forgot to grab it when we left the house, usually Nick had it. Because he knew that was my must-have. Researchers have also observed that depleted dopamine levels were improved with the use of lemon, which is the reason why it would help you feel more positive if you had a sour mood. Of course, it's also very high in vitamin C, which we know boosts the immune system function. Boy, do I really need to say any more about lemon oil? It's a must-have for a homestead, which is why I like to use it in connection with the Melaleuca.
And you're using it for lots of things, like for cleaning, to purify the air, and a load of stinky laundry. You know, two or three drops in a load of laundry really helps a lot. Or 1 or 2 drops in a glass of water or in a veggie capsule to just aid in digestion. And
yeah, in fact, when we change out the trash can or when we empty our compost bin outside, I'll usually put 2 or 3 drops of Melaleuca and 2 or 3 drops of lemon oil into the bottom of the bucket once it's emptied. And that just really gets rid of the stink.
And you have one other little secret use for lemon oil, right? Yeah,
I saw this on the internet one day and I tried it and it worked. So you can use a drop of lemon oil to remove sticky residue. Remember that label you tried taking off the jar, but the glue or the adhesive stuck to the jar? So then you try taking, I've tried steel wool, trying to get it off with steel wool. I've tried soap, it just doesn't come off. It's terrible. Well, just 1 drop of lemon oil will take it right off. It's amazing. And it really does work. It really works. So try it.
So I've got a curious question here. On all these bottles, I see doTERRA on all of them. Is there a reason? Are does it really make any difference what brand it is? Or are all essential oils the same or what?
Not all essential oils are the same. In fact, let's just talk for a minute about what labels mean, because there's a lot of different essential oils out there on the market with a lot of different claims and labels on it. So, it's funny because just recently a family member excitedly told me that they found some essential oils at Walmart. Can you believe Walmart is carrying essential oils now?
That's a sign of the times.
Yeah, no kidding. And not only that, but it actually said on the label 100% pure.
Pure what?
That's exactly it. So there's no regulation, nothing regulating the essential oil industry right now. And so pretty much you can say just about anything you want. So when a label says 100% pure, all that means is that it can have 100% pure essential oil taking up 2% of the bottle.
Or however much.
Exactly.
So, and who knows what else in there.
And who knows what else. It can have just about anything else. Of course, we see this all the time, all natural. But I have to tell you, I'm afraid, that anything on this planet Earth could be considered natural as opposed to spirits and the unseen. So
I guess it just depends on your perspective.
Exactly. And unfortunately, labels, they're just not all that accurate. Another thing that we see a lot is aromatherapy grade. And that comes from the British standards, where the term basically means 2 to 5% of the essential oils, and then the rest is a carrier oil. So it's typically used for massage. I've used massage oils like that because I'm a massage therapist. So that's basically what aromatherapy grade means. So that doesn't mean that you're getting just the essential oil.
It's heavily diluted.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right. The only way to really know what is inside of those bottles is to take it to a lab and get it tested for purity. And the problem is that it can change from one bottle to the next. So there's no, like I said, there's no regulation or anything on the essential oil industry. So you really don't know unless there's lab results to show that it's pure. In fact, it's interesting because I had a friend of mine who told me that she was allergic to lavender oil. She was actually needing to use a lavender oil for some purpose. But she said, I just can't use lavender. Every time I use lavender, I get this terrible headache. I was like, really? I said, you know what? I want you to do something for me. Just try using the doTERRA lavender essential oil and see if you still get those same headaches. She called me back a couple days later and she said no more headaches, and she was realizing the positive benefits of the lavender essential oil. She was so excited. So
it really does matter.
It really does matter. It does matter what essential oils you're using, because you can actually be not only not helping your health, but you can be hindering your health by using the wrong essential oils.
Well, I guess what they say, you get what you pay for.
That's right. It's so true. So that's the reason why I personally use doTERRA. doTERRA has a standard that is very high, and it starts with the soil where the plants are grown. So they've done a lot of research to find out where the plants grow, the different plants and the herbs that they have in their essential oils. They've researched to find where that plant grows optimally, and that's where they source their different herbs from. So basically, they get their herbs from all over the planet. It doesn't come from just several farms around the United States or, in the Americas or whatever. It comes from all over the world, wherever that plant grows optimally, where the soil is the richest and where that plant thrives the best. That's where they're sourcing their plants from. Then they have done a lot of extensive research to make sure that so the plants come from their natural habitat. So then they also have done a lot of extensive research to make sure that their distillation process or their extraction process, whatever process they use to get those essential oils from the plant, that process doesn't damage or hinder the beneficial properties that we need to experience. So they actually put every single batch of their essential oils through multiple third-party testing. They have a host of in-house testing that they do to make sure all the beneficial qualities are there, as well as that it's pure, that there's been no contamination from anywhere in the process. Then they send it out to a third party, so that way there's accountability there, and they get it tested at an outside lab. So that way they make sure and that we have the confidence to know that what they're giving us is really and truly pure. So they've come up with a new standard that they call certified pure, so that it's actually the pure 100% that herb and nothing else. And it's also therapeutic grade, where those beneficial properties that you need, you're going to find them in that essential oil.
Is there any way to see the test results?
Yes, actually, and this is one reason that I personally have chosen to use doTERRA. That's because of their transparency and their dedication to quality, of course. So each batch or each bottle of essential oil, on the bottom of it is printed a lot number. So you can take that lot number and you can go to a website, and it's sourcetoyou.com. Enter the lot number that you found on the bottom of your essential oil, and you can pull up all the lab results. So you can actually go and check exactly what that particular batch of essential oil that you have in your bottle, what those lab results were.
That's impressive.
So yeah, they're the only company that I know of that does that. There's been some other companies who tested the very first batch of essential oils that they got, and then they don't ever test anything else after that. So the quality of it, you're just never quite sure. It could vary. There could be contamination. There's just a whole host of things that could happen when you don't have that kind of consistency and that kind of quality built into the system, and that kind of accountability. Exactly. So that's the reason why I personally have chosen to use doTERRA. So since we're talking about purity, I just want to share with you a quick experience with the oregano oil. When we switched to using the doTERRA essential oils, oregano oil was actually the one oil that I found personally, I noticed a huge, huge difference. We had been using oregano oil from another company before, and when I switched to using the oregano oil in doTERRA, it blew me away. I had to dilute it because it was too strong to use it in its pure form.
The other stuff we had been using said it was undiluted, 100% pure, but it was like...
Oops.
Something was very different here. This was not nearly as strong as the doTERRA stuff.
Exactly. So oregano is one of those ones that we use in our home also. It's a very powerful essential oil. You wouldn't think it would be a whole lot because it's just one of those kitchen herbs that we use, but it's actually a very powerful herb. One test tube study showed that oregano essential oil helped block the growth of 2 different strains of bacteria that can cause an infection. and another test tube study found that oregano is effective against 23 different species of bacteria. You know, there's a lot of research that's being done on essential oils right now, and you can go and research it yourself to see. There was another study that compared the antimicrobial activity of oregano, sage, and thyme essential oils, and oregano was the most effective essential oil against bacteria, second only to thyme. So, so it really is.
So if you don't have time, then use oregano.
That's right. That's exactly right. There was a conclusion to one of the studies, and this is a direct quote. They said, thus, they, speaking of oregano oil, represent an inexpensive source of natural antibacterial substances that exhibited potential for use in pathogenic systems. So, and that was a quote taken from a study that was done in 2013. So oregano oil, it's another must-have in your homestead. So you can put 2 to 3 drops in a veggie capsule to help maintain a healthy immune system.
That's probably the preferred way to take
yes,
it, because oregano is pretty strong.
Yeah, that was actually what I accidentally did. We'd been putting oregano oil directly into our mouth from the old company.
Which was obviously watered down.
Yeah, obviously, because when we tried doing that with doTERRA's oregano oil...
You were in tears.
Yes, I was in tears for a little while after that, and I didn't do that again. Not recommended.
It'll put hair on your chest.
Yes. So oregano oil is also another powerful cleansing and purifying agent. It's an antioxidant. And did you also know that you can cook with essential oils? Oregano oil is one of the oils that you can use internally, and you can put it in your favorite dish where you normally would put oregano. Of course, you wouldn't use as much, just maybe 1 or 2 drops.
A little bit goes a long ways.
That's right. That's right. So oregano is considered one of the hot oils, which basically means that it has a warming sensation when you apply it to your skin. Kind of like peppermint, okay, or cinnamon is that way. Clove oil is that way. It's kind of one of those warming, it gives a warming sensation.
Or thyme also.
Thyme also, that's right. So those are oils that you're going to want to dilute if you're going to use them topically, or if you're going to try and dump them in your mouth.
Don't try this at home.
Basically. So how do we use essential oils? We've alluded to quite a number of different ways, but I just want to cover the 3 basic ways that you can use essential oils. First of all, you can use them aromatically. There's 2 different ways that you can use essential oils aromatically. You can use it just like the way this girl is using it in the picture. Just take the cap off and smell it, or put a drop or 2 in your hands, rub your hands together and cup it over your mouth and nose and inhale deeply. The other way you can use it is by using a diffuser. And I'm not actually talking about an oil burner. I'm talking about a cold steam diffuser. These diffusers actually use a cold steam to emulsify the essential oils, and then it blows those particles into the air, making it easier for the essential oils to support your respiratory system or to boost your immune system, as well as enhancing your mood, like those citrus oils we were talking about. So it's interesting, though, when essential oils are inhaled, they cause the olfactory bulb,
that's your smeller.
That's the smeller, to send messages to the limbic part of your brain, which impacts emotions. And what they say is that when you're inhaling the essential oil, it takes 22 seconds for the oil to reach the brain. And the only way to reach the limbic system is through smell. So, diffusing essential oils is a really great way to experience the benefits of the essential oil. One of the essential oils we like to diffuse often in our home is Breathe. It's a blend of essential oils that has several of the oils we've talked about already, actually, like peppermint, melaleuca, and lemon.
Eucalyptus also.
That's right. It also has eucalyptus, and those are just a few of the oils that are in this blend that supports the respiratory system. So usually when it's that time of year and things are, bugs are crawling around the neighborhood, we will
things rumbling around inside
yes.
the chest.
So I will usually put On Guard and Breathe in the diffuser and put it in the rooms where we're sleeping at night, and just let those little diffusers go through the night. And
because it's not using that much oil in a diffuser, it's a really cool way to get it into your system without using much.
Yeah, it's only like maybe 3 or 5 drops of essential oil into the diffuser, and then just turn that thing on, and it goes for more than several hours. So, you know, if I'm starting to hear something in my kids, I'll just put those diffusers in their bedroom at night, and by the next morning, usually everything sounds clear. So you can also use this essential oil blend topically. For kids, I usually dilute it some in a carrier oil. I put like...
What is a carrier oil?
So carrier oil is basically any fatty oil that you can mix or dilute your essential oils into.
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil is a good one to use, or if you don't have coconut oil, you can use olive oil or any of your vegetable oils that you might have in the kitchen.
Okay.
Any of those work really well. And I usually put like maybe 3 or 5 drops into maybe, I don't know, a tablespoon or 2 of vegetable oil, and mix that up, and then I just apply it topically to the chest and put them right to bed. And that has really helped on a number of occasions too. So another way that we use essential oils would be topically, which we just mentioned with the Breathe essential oil. You can use a lot of these essentials topically, and some of them you really need to dilute, like we mentioned with the oregano oil, but then others you don't need to dilute, like the melaleuca or the lemon essential oil. Those ones don't need to be diluted. Lavender is another one you don't need to dilute, and you can just apply them directly to the skin topically. You know, interesting research is showing that the health-giving compounds that are found in essential oils will pass through your skin and into your body within the first half a minute and make it into the bloodstream and make it all the way through your system within 20 minutes. So,
wow.
So you can see, this was actually a study that was done where they were using lavender essential oil, and they identified several of the compounds in lavender essential oil, and then they did tests, like they drew the blood and checked the person several times throughout the entire massage that he was getting with the essential oil, and they found that within 20 minutes they could draw blood anywhere and find those compounds in the blood system. So
now,
yeah.
One of my favorite blends to use topically is a blend that I don't even use. It's a blend that you use.
Yes, it's actually a blend called Clary Calm.
And it's for that time of the month, right?
Oh, yes.
And I just got to say, I know this is kind of out of my sphere here, but you know, when Lisa used to be in agony when that time of the month came, and she would be laid up, and you know how it is when you got kids, when mommy's out of commission, it's a world of hurt. And we quickly discovered that if she would use Clary Calm regularly, it was like almost nothing was happening, and you know, you were almost normal. And it was just unbelievable. And so now it's kind of my little mission to make sure that she's taking her Clary Calm, because she and all of us pay for it if she doesn't.
It's so true. If I'm starting to feel weepy or emotional or anything like that, Nickel just very kindly, he'll just say, "Have you done your Clary Calm, Lisa?" And I'll just be, "Oh no." Almost every single time that happens, I have not been doing my Clary Calm. And so Clary Calm is a blend of essential oils that helps us as women, especially with our hormones that just get out of whack like all the time. It helps to keep them kind of on an even keel. So Clary Calm is one of those blends of oils that I use every single day. And if I don't, then usually Nick reminds me. So it actually has, back several years ago, and this was one of the first essential oils I really started using on a regular basis in my own personal life, was the Clary Calm, because I had found that an herb called Vitex was also called chase tree berry. Some of you may know it as that name. It's a more common name. But Vitex actually had helped me in years past to balance my hormones when I was really, really struggling. And I can tell you about that story another time. But when I found that Vitex was in this Clary Calm blend, I was so excited, because then I didn't have to drink that terribly nasty tea once a month for several days leading up to, that time of the month. So Gentlemen, if you have a wife or a mother or a sister who might be dealing with challenges around that time of month, this is the blend that that you should get for them.
This will become your favorite essential oil.
Yes. Yes. So I use this one topically. I just take it and I put it behind my ears, or around, on my abdomen. If I forget to take it, then sometimes I'll cramp up a little bit and I'll just apply it directly on my abdomen. And that really makes a big difference. In fact, if I use this regularly, I usually sail right through that time of the month without any symptoms, like none at all. So
it's impressive.
Just give it a try. So the third way that we just give it a try. Okay, so the third way that we use essential oils is internally. Now, there's quite a number of essential oils that we've already mentioned that we use internally, like On Guard and lemon, which I just mentioned. But there is one more essential oil that I want to talk about. And while you can use it internally, we haven't personally used it internally.
You just haven't found occasion to need it for internal use.
Okay, so I'll be honest, I saved the best for last. This essential oil is probably one of the most powerful essential oils, and that's frankincense. Frankincense really, I kind of think of it as the king of essential oils. And it really is a wonderful essential oil, and in my opinion, a must-have for every home. It helps promote healthy cellular function. Think about that for just a minute. Cells are what make up our entire body, and this oil penetrates into the cell and aids it in functioning normally. So what can this herb be used for? Well, take your pick. There's so many things that frankincense can be used for. You know, you can put 1 or 2 drops of frankincense into a veggie capsule to support healthy cellular function from the inside. Also, after a day of outdoor activity, a lot of people like to use it by massaging frankincense into the hands and feet for a warming and soothing effect. I've been using frankincense on my burn, actually, as it's been healing to help those cells to heal naturally and healthfully. Also, you can add it to a moisturizer and just use it on a regular basis. It helps to reduce the appearance of blemishes and rejuvenate the skin, which is actually why I've been using it on my hand. So, you know, I'll be honest, I really feel like I can't do this oil justice. There's a lot of people who are seeing some amazing results from using frankincense who are dealing with a lot of different, well, serious conditions.
Like really serious stuff.
Yeah. But, yeah, the good old FDA restricts what I can say about this amazing, amazing herb.
So do your own research on that one.
So basically just do your own research. So now we've come to what I consider the best part of the class, and that is how can we get these amazing herbs into your hands and into your home? Well, for those of you who do have essential oils that you're wanting to try, hopefully you've been writing down notes as we've been going through the class. It's actually very simple. It's similar to Costco. There's a $35 enrollment fee, and then you can get everything at wholesale price.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's an annual. That's not a monthly thing.
No, that's an annual fee. So, and what's really cool is after that, after the first year, it's only a $25 renewal fee. And the really cool thing is that with that $25 renewal fee, they give you a free peppermint.
So it's basically paying for itself.
So it's basically like paying for itself. So yeah.
Costco doesn't do that.
No, Costco doesn't even do that. And Costco's a lot more expensive too. So really, it's a great way to get your essential oils for much cheaper. You can purchase them retail online. But honestly, I don't recommend it. All it takes is just getting 2 essential oils to cover the cost of your enrollment fee. The difference between the price of a retail and the price of wholesale.
Of course, depending upon which one, because different herbs are more expensive than others, but that's kind of an average.
But what I've found if there is more than 2 or 3 essential oils that you're wanting to try, then really getting a membership with doTERRA is so inexpensive and it pays for itself.
And you can cancel anytime, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to show you something, though, that you are really going to want to know about because it will save you even way more money. And that's a program that doTERRA has that's called the Loyalty Rewards Program. And it really is the cheapest and most intelligent way to purchase your oils. It's very similar to the frequent flyer program.
On airlines.
Yes. So with doTERRA, it's about 100 points a month, which is about $100 depending on what you buy.
So what does that mean?
So basically what that means is, see these little purple and green boxes? Look at the first box on the left. See how it says months 1 to 3? You get 10% back in product points or credits for every order that you place. So basically, if I place a $100 order, you're going to get $10 back in free product credits that you can redeem anytime you want.
Because 1 point is roughly equivalent to $1 in product value.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So remember, though, that you're already getting the 25% off because you're paying wholesale pricing. So this is another 10% that you're getting back in free product credit points.
Okay, so I think I get it. So if I spend $100 during the first 1 to 3 months, I get 10 doTERRA dollars back.
That's right.
It's 10 points, but it's $10 of value that I can put towards a purchase with doTERRA.
Exactly.
Okay.
And for most of their products, especially the essential oils, it's $1 per point.
So then what happens in month number 4 then?
So in month 4, from month 4 to 6, it goes up 15%, and then 7 to 9 up to 20%, and then the next 3 months up to 25%. And after your first year of placing monthly orders, you're going to get 30% back in product points. So basically, that means that if you, for every $100 that you spend, you're getting 30% back, or $30 back.
And that's in addition to the 25% off from the wholesale discount, right?
That's right. This is an additional 30% off.
So this is like a substantial savings.
Exactly. Wow. And not only that, the really cool thing is that doTERRA will actually give you your shipping back in product points. So every month, no matter what my order is, I usually select economy shipping, which is about $4, and I get 4 product points that I can use to redeem products in doTERRA.
That's really cool.
So basically, it's like free shipping.
I go out of my way to get free shipping, probably more than I should.
I know.
Probably spend more time than it's worth on it. But
Me too. And so I get all of my shipping basically for free. So that is really cool. So there's one more thing, though, that I want to tell you about. doTERRA has bundled together a whole, different, their most popular essential oils and products, and they've discounted them in their bundles.
Like seriously discounted.
Like seriously discounted. That's right.
Discounted off of the wholesale price even.
Yeah. So I can't get products for as cheap as what you're going to be getting in a bundle. So really, a bundle is a great way to get started using essential oils. If you find that the oils you're wanting to try are included in one of their bundles, then your membership fee, that $35 membership fee, is included in the price of the bundle. So it's basically like having free shipping. Plus, it's discounted products, even more so than their wholesale pricing. So let me just briefly highlight several of their kits.
They've got
bundles.
A wide range of kits, right?
They do.
From really huge, big kits for somebody who's really wants to go all the way into this, down to small kits for somebody who's just wanting to kind of get their toes wet, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So we're starting out with the big one
so
first.
We're going to start with the big one because this is what I consider the dream kit. And, it's got almost all of the products that doTERRA offers bundled in this kit. So you can imagine if you purchased all of doTERRA's products, or all of the products at least that are included in this kit, which is almost everything, you would be paying $4,500. Wow, right?
So that's the retail price.
That's the retail price if you purchased everything individually. Okay. So they bundled it together. And of course, their wholesale price, which I didn't go figure their wholesale price if I bought everything individually, but the discounted price,
the kit price
that they have is actually $26.50 for this particular bundle. So
wow.
Yeah. And what's really awesome too is with this kit, they have some added perks or bonuses, which when you purchase this kit, they will give you 400 free product points when you set up that monthly order.
So that's like another $400 off.
Another $400 off. You can use those 400 product points to redeem more of their products.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but remember how that monthly order every 3 months it increases 5%?
Right.
Well, if you start your journey with essential oils with the Diamond Kit, they start you at a 25% rewards back.
Wow.
You get to skip all of those months and jump straight to 25% back.
Wow.
With your first monthly order.
Wow.
So
very cool.
Yeah, it really is an awesome. But some of us aren't able to afford that. So let me show you my personal favorite kit, and it's called the Natural Solutions Kit, and it has what I consider to be the essentials for a homestead. It's got all of the very popular oils. I think it has all of them that we've talked about included in the kit. Plus, you have the shampoo and conditioner and a very nice diffuser. By the way, their diffusers are really good quality. I have mine, and I have a friend who has quite a number of theirs, and not a single one of them has broken down on her. So,
and that is kind of a
issue. That's an issue with a lot of diffusers. Diffusers, they just don't seem to last. But with doTERRA's diffusers, they last,
and they last
well.
The diffuser, once again, is the little device that kind of makes the oils go airborne, where you just put a few drops in, and it'll take the oils airborne for several hours.
That's right. That's exactly right. So this particular kit, if you were to purchase all of these products individually at retail price, you'd be paying about $962. But of course, they've bundled it together, they've discounted it, and you're paying wholesale pricing. So that would normally be $550.
So that's the kit price.
That's as a starter. And this includes the wholesale membership also.
Plus you're getting, 100 points back?
That's right. You're getting 100 points back.
So then that's almost like another $100 off right there, because you're getting another $100 of free product. And then if you choose to get into the loyalty rewards program, does purchasing this kit bump you forward where you're not starting out at the lower percentage?
That's right. It starts you at 15% back.
So this one bumps you forward to 15% on your first monthly order.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why this is my favorite kit. It's right in the price range for most of us. And it has the products that we need in our home that really, really takes our healthy lifestyle to the next level. You've got toothpaste in there, you've got shampoo and conditioner, so you're throwing out all these environmental toxins that we're constantly being inundated with. Comes with a lifelong vitality pack, which is a plant-based vitamin and mineral supplement, as well as your omega-3 fatty acids and a cellular renewal system, which includes CoQ10 and quercetin, if you're familiar with that. Anyhow, it really is a well-rounded, very nice kit for any family to really start using essential oils for. But maybe some of us...
Well, I'm looking through this, and I see On Guard and Breathe and Melaleuca and the Deep Blue Rub, and I'm thinking, okay, this is good.
Oh, yes. And past tense, which is great.
Oh, yes. For head tension and things like that. The only thing that I don't see is the Clary Calm. So, gentlemen, you need to make sure that your wife gets the Clary Calm on that first monthly order, because take my word for it, that's a must-have.
Yes. My husband, my sweetheart, he is the best salesperson for that Clary Calm. Okay, so some of us might not be able to swing this right now, and if that's you, then that's okay. They have another kit, which is called the Home Essentials Kit. And this one includes a diffuser, which personally I think is a must-have for every home. So it includes a diffuser, and it has a lot of the main essential oils that we've talked about in here. It comes with the frankincense even, which
nice.
That one is more of a pricey essential oil. I think the frankincense itself is around $70 if you pay for it wholesale. I think it's more, it's closer to 90 or 100 if you pay for it retail.
It only comes from one country in the world, basically. Right?
Yeah,
Egypt.
exactly. This has the On Guard and lavender, the Melaleuca, the peppermint, also the Breathe and Digest scent, and the Deep Blue, which is really, really nice. That's the one that Nick and I use on each other in the evenings.
It's not the rub, it's the oil, but you can still use that.
But you can dilute it and use it just the same. So this kit retail would cost about $4.35. But of course, they've bundled it together if you bought it individually, but they've bundled it together and discounted the price, and it's $2.75 for this particular kit.
Wow.
So
very nice.
Yeah, this is really within the range of almost all of us. And so this is kind of my second favorite kit. My first favorite is definitely that Natural Solutions kit.
Well, of course, the diamond would be your favorite.
Well, that's true. But I'm talking about more in our budget range.
Right.
So, but I'm also going to show you one last starter kit, because for some of you, you may be on a really slim shoestring budget. So here's the last kit I want to show you real quickly. Some of you who want to really badly get started, but you're just on a shoestring budget, this is a great way to jump in and start using them and experiencing the benefits in your own home. It's called the Family Essentials Kit, and it has all of the essential oils that the last kit had, the Home Essentials Kit, but they're in smaller bottles, making it more affordable for some of you who maybe can't make that larger leap. So the Family Essentials Kit does not come with a diffuser, but what they did throw in was they threw in the peppermint beadlets and the On Guard beadlets, which are really, really nice to have on hand when you're out and about or for your children. So this really is a nice kit. It's got all of the essential oils that I consider to be the must-haves in your home, with the exception of that Clary Calm.
Just do that on your first monthly order.
So normally they have this kit discounted at $200 for retail price, but since you are going to be paying wholesale, you're not going to pay that $200. It's only $150 for this particular kit.
So how do you get one of these kits, or become a wholesale customer to where you can get those wholesale prices and acquire one of these kits?
Well, click that button on the right, and that will take you to our details page. And there you'll find a link directly to doTERRA's website where you can go through the enrollment process yourself. So I just want to briefly go over what these starter kits are going to include. These starter kits include your wholesale membership, which is that $35 fee that we talked about early on. That gives you the ability to purchase all of the products at the 25% savings on all of your future orders.
So you're saying this is included, it's not extra.
No,
it's part of the fee.
Part of that kit, the price that I gave you on each of those kits includes that wholesale membership fee. Also, there's no obligation to purchase monthly or to sell essential oils. I know we've been saying wholesale. That doesn't mean that you have to buy in bulk. That just means that you're going to pay the same price that somebody who sells essential oils would pay. In fact, you're going to be paying the same price that I pay for essential oils. So your kit will also come with a welcome packet. And the really neat thing about the way that doTERRA has their business, their company, is that when you purchase a starter kit and you open a membership account, you're not left to run this journey by yourself. With the starter kit comes a free 30-minute phone consult with a knowledgeable team mentor. Either myself or someone on my team will give you a call and will walk you through step-by-step how to start using and implementing these essential oils in your home. Because I've told you how we use them in our home, but how you use them in your home may be a little different. So the doTERRA membership comes with a free 30-minute phone consult, and we will contact you afterwards to set up that appointment. Also, the membership comes with exclusive training and support. So you can expect regular trainings, calls, mentoring, and multiple levels of support from our team so you can use your oils with confidence. That's one thing that I really struggled with when I first started using essential oils is I got all these oils and then I didn't know what to do with them.
Right.
And I just kind of put them all on the shelf in my bathroom, and
they
there they sat.
Dust for months, maybe
even
a year or two.
That's right. Well, we don't want that to happen for you. We want you to start experiencing the benefits of these oils right away in your own home. And so we're here with training and calls, with mentoring. So if you have any questions, we're here to help you. And that's what's really so awesome about the way that doTERRA operates with their business. So just a quick recap, you're going to be getting 25% off retail price when you become a member. You're going to be making 10 to 30% back in redeemable product points when you choose to set up a monthly order.
If you choose to do that.
If you choose to do that, that's correct. 100% of your shipping, you'll get it back in product points with your monthly order. And you get an even deeper discount by starting with the kit, and the membership is free. So click that button on the right and get started with using essential oils in your home today. Now, before we finished, I want to take just 2 minutes to talk about the business. You know, and I really only do take 2 minutes.
Now, when you say the business, are you meaning that there's a home business opportunity for folks here?
That's exactly it.
Okay.
There's actually a home business opportunity for folks like you and me who are maybe stay-at-home moms and we'd like to make a little bit of extra money on the side. So there's 2 reasons that I just briefly want to talk about the business with you.
Okay, so we're starting the clock, 120 seconds. I'm going to have to bail out real quick because one of the little ones just woke up from a nap. So.
Thank you. Okay, so just 2 minutes real quick. So first off, there's 2 reasons why I want to tell you about this business opportunity. There are some of you that have been wanting to have a home business where you can make a little extra cash on the side. Well, this is a great way to do that. And secondly, for those of you who are using essential oils in your home, you're going to find that these essential oils, the benefits are going to work for you. They're just going to work so well. And when your grandma, your friend, your sister, your brother, your husband comes to you and says, I have whatever it might be, and you have experienced the benefits of the essential oils, you're going to say, oh, you have got to try this. When you do that, doTERRA will compensate you for your time in sharing the essential oil and these products with your friends and family. If this little green guy is you and you are doing that $100 a month or that monthly order, once you have shared the oils with 3 people who want to do that $100 a month or that monthly order, now you are going to get a $50 bonus. And this is on top of your regular paycheck. So there's other bonuses and other ways that you get paid. This is just on top of all of that, an additional $50. So when each of these 3 dark blue guys, your friends, have shared oils with 3 people each who want to do that $100 a month, now you are getting a $250 a month, which is really nice. And that's on top of everything else. Once each of those 9 orange guys have shared the oils with 3 people each who want to do that $100 a month, now you are at a $1,500 bonus, which is huge. For most homes, that's a significant addition to your budget. So this is just one bonus that doTERRA has for making an income. You would actually be making way more than the amount I mentioned for each of these particular scenarios. Now, please realize that you can cancel or change your monthly order at any time. So there's no obligation to spend any amount of money. So click that button on the right and get started with your journey in essential oils today. And I will see you on the other side.